But up next, a fighter many predict to be a world champion in the making himself, Cuba's Herrera. The vacant WBA Intercontinental Lightweight title is up for grabs tonight against Oliver Flores. The walk-ons that you just missed a second ago were pretty intense, but you're not going to miss a minute of this fight. Let's get you down to your commentary team. Paul Dempsey, Richie Boodle, but first your MC, Thomas Triber.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue with 10 rounds scheduled, and it will be for the vacant WBA Intercontinental Lightweight Championship. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, Riot Season, 32 Red, and Unibet. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control Area Representative Ian Metcalf, along with the World Boxing Association. President Gilberto Mendoza Jr., Supervisor Dr. Nina Ratcliffe, Timekeeper Chris O'Connor. Our 3 judges assigned will be Jean Robert Lane of Monaco, Gloria Martinez of the United States, and Bob Williams of England. Our referee in charge will be Steve Gray of England. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing blue with white and weighed in officially at 9 stone, 8 pounds. Coming to us from León, Nicaragua, he brings a professional record consisting of 31 wins, 5 defeats, 2 draws, with 20 of his 31 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Oliver Trombita Flores. And his opponent across the ring in this championship contest, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing orange and black and weighed in the same as his opponent, 9 stone, 8 pounds. A native of Camagüey, Cuba, he is now fighting out of Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and is undefeated with 15 wins, 13 of his 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the hard-hitting, undefeated, former WBC International Champion, Javier 1 billion Herrera.
Ok, se diga ao Blake, passo atrás, dou golpes, ele pode, ok, atrás da cabeça, ok? Toquem guantes.
Referee Steve Gray, a man of many parts, in charge. All week in Liverpool, a little buzz in the boxing gyms, a lot of whispering and pointing at the weigh-in yesterday. Javier Herrera is in town, he's created huge interest. Could he be the next big thing from Cuba? And we're better than Liverpool to find out. Dick Tiger and Hogan Kid Bassi sent on their way from Liverpool.
Round 1.
So the southpaw grabs the centre of the ring, but he's up against like for like, style-wise, in Oliver Flores. Top-class potential out of one corner, Richie. A long-time top operator in Flores out of the other, however.
Indeed, you have someone very experienced in Flores. And Herrera, yeah, he's the new kid on the block, so to speak. Lots of talent, lots of skill. Originally from Cuba, and will have come through that Cuban system. So yes, a lot of skill here in Herrera, but he's in against an experienced man who's lost to 3 former world champions, so he fought at world level against former world champions, and he's experienced, so this is a test for Herrera.
Flores fighting the best as long ago as 2015, when he challenged for the WBA World Super Featherweight title in Tokyo, one of only 2 inside the distance defeats. And the other man to beat him inside, Miguel Berchelt of Mexico, who went on to become a world champion. A very fine career it has been, but if a little haphazard over the last 2 to 3 years. 33 now. And the 22-year-old Herrera, he stepped over every stepping stone so far. 6 wins inside 3 rounds, but this is a good start for me from Flores, Richie.
Yeah, it's not bad at all, is it? One of the problems that Flores has got, though, Paul, is that left hand of his is very, very low, so he's probably open if Herrera can get close enough to land his right hook. And that's the shot that he'll have to watch out for here, Flores. When he comes in close, he just drops that backhand of his, that left hand, and that's a dangerous thing to do. But nevertheless, it's a fairly decent start from more experienced man Flores.
Complete absence of panic, certainly, from Flores. When a kid starts to build a reputation as quickly as Herrera has done, the pressure can really come up even before the first bell comes. Not so in the case of Flores, so Herrera with due measure for his respect after a little bit of toing and froing at the weigh-in yesterday. Herrera's been pretty businesslike.
What's important in this first round, Paul, is for Herrera just to establish his jab. You see Flores, the way he's boxing, he's bobbing and weaving, and he's coming at different angles and just making things awkward. He's not a static target. See how he dips down here and there. So what Herrera's got to do is just establish that jab. There you go, simple shot. He just measures the distance, and then he can set up his bigger punches.
Snap left was a good scoring shot. Some really good combinations in the last couple of seconds of the Welcome back, everybody. Joe McNally is in charge in the Adi Herrera corner. Just on the other side of the rope from that position, there's Anthony Kakache at ringside tonight after his latest big victory. Southpaw Academy, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Nightmares, the old Southpaws, but here we have 2 different styles, but Flores again, sort of that bobbing, weaving, sort of occasionally just throws shots from a crouched position and just makes things awkward. And Herrera has just got to establish his jab and just find his range. You see, that's a better shot there from him.
He should be outreaching his man quite comfortably, Richie. Herrera is 5'9" to 5'7", Flores.
Yes, Herrera's got the height to reach, hasn't he? But he's just neglected his jab up to now, but now he's starting to use it a little bit better. Like I said, he's in with an experienced boxer here. He's had 1 world title fight and he's fought 2 or 3 4 world champions. Lands a decent shot there, so he's no mug, Flores.
Also, he does have a little bit of a dig himself. 20 of his 31 victories by stoppage. Maybe Herrera's not fought too many with that kind of ratio. This is fight number 16 for Herrera. He turned pro, having, if I might use the term politely, escaped the amateur scene in Cuba by whatever means. Turning pro, which most of them don't get the opportunity to do at that age particularly.
No.
And he's 22 now. Largely been campaigning in Dubai.
Got to get that jab right. See, it was a bit of a sloppy jab there from Herrera, and Flores came back with that left hand. If you look at Flores' feet though, Paul, very, very flat-footed he is, so he prefers, he'd probably prefer Herrera just to stand in front of him, and he won't like the movement of Herrera. Herrera's got, for me, he's got to hit and move. Any flat-footed boxer then prefers the opponent to come at them to trade, but the movement then they struggle with because they're too flat-footed. So that's what Herrera, for me, has got to do behind that jab also. Use the movement.
The thing is, men have been, especially in the last year, Richie, his opponents have been coming to him, and after 2 or 3 rounds he's been dispatching them.
Yeah.
So that can become a habit. You start to expect that the next one will do the same, and it's a little bit more cagey and canny here from Flores. And effective.
Yeah, absolutely. Some decent work with the lead hand there from Herrera just earlier. And again, look, simple jab. There you go. Just simple boxing that is, and measuring the distance and gap with that shot.
I know he looks the part, Herrera, but what a decent block from Flores again in that round.
Golden sands and watches beyond the sea.
Oh, I get it. On a P&O Cruises holiday, I wake up to a new view every morning.
Caribbean holidays from 1499. P&O Cruises. Holiday like never before. At all protected.
Welcome back, everybody. Herrera's not having it all his own way in this fascinating lightweight showdown. At the top of the bill, still some time to go, and wouldn't you know it, there's Ronnie Rios backstage, and very soon it'll be Nicky Ball's turn, but they're still celebrating stablemate Andrew Kane after his stellar show here earlier in Liverpool. Great crowd building up. Been a while, long time, since a really big Liverpool fight night like this.
There's that right hook that we spoke about, Paul, earlier on. In this,
opens up in this third round right at the start of it. Real class about that. Rios looks in, Flores looks in all kinds of problems, and Steve Craig doesn't give him the chance to beat the count. Herrera gives thanks. He stopped him right at the start of the third round. He exploded out of the corner. He got a bit of a ticking off from Joe McAnally, and in whatever language, whatever terminology that was used, it worked like a charm.
Yeah, it certainly did. He started the round really well. We spoke about the right hook earlier in the contest, and he landed an absolute cracker at the start of the round, and then he followed it up with some good shots. But yes, that talking to from Joe McAnally, who didn't want him to stand and trade. That's what he said in the corner. Don't stand and trade with him. And so that hit and move, what we spoke about, also certainly worked, and the right hook at the start of the round was a cracking shot. It just started things off, got his range, and yeah, his timing was spot on there.
So out of nothing, it's taken away from Oliver Flores, who sits rather disconsolately on his stool while the party gets started across the ring. And apparently this kid does know how to party, but they're going to have to put a little check on that for a few years.
Yeah, he's enjoying the moment, isn't he? I'll reserve judgment on that.
I think we might be seeing that again very soon, Richie. Joe McAnally has guaranteed, quote unquote, guaranteed a future world champion. Do you see that in him, Richie?
Yeah, well, you know, he's certainly got some good skills, and it'll be interesting to see how far he can go. There was the right hook that we spoke about, then he follows up there with that cracking left hand. That really did. And then look at that left uppercut downstairs. That was into the solar plexus. You can see the pain across his face there, Oliver Flores, and he couldn't recover, and the referee looked into his eyes, didn't like what he saw. Let's have a look at the hook. There's the hook there, so that starts things off. Then there's the left hand that comes in, and what's this body shot that follows up? So there's the right and the left hand there. Then he just takes a step back, comes in, right uppercut downstairs into the solar plexus. That really did send him to the canvas.
We say again, only 22 years of age. There's a swagger about him, and not just on fight night. Total self-belief, and in the end, Oliver Flores found out all about it after a very smart couple of rounds from him.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 30 seconds of round number 3. Our referee in charge, Steve Gray, waves off the contest. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout, still undefeated, and now the WBA Intercontinental Lightweight Champion, Herrera, 1 billion Herrera.
So Herrera very shortly is going to collect that WBA Intercontinental belt from the WBA supervisor, Nina Ratcliffe. There's going to be a bandwagon rolling very quickly about this kid for very obvious reasons, so a few words of caution from us just to finish for the moment. Remember Robsy Ramirez, the devastatingly brilliant Cuban, how he dazzled at the Rio Olympics. He is now 14-2 in the pros. It really is that hard. He at featherweight now, the kid he beat in the semi-final, Morojan Akhmadaliev, also a world-class pro now, and up ahead in world terms, one or two decent fighters. Take Davis, Lomachenko, Stevenson as 3 examples, but he does have the ability to become a threat.
Well, the kid is not short of confidence, and for very good reason. We're going to be seeing a lot more of him in the future. One man that you will know incredibly well has joined us in the studio ahead